Today's guest is Anthony Rowell, a Sales Customer Success Director at Tradeprint, one of the UK's biggest and most established trade print companies, and a good example of a kind of a high-scale print operation. A lot of customization, small reseller jobs, but massive multi-product runs, and some automation behind the scenes. So I'm looking forward to chatting with Anthony today just to see their world in print. So Anthony, hello.
Hi, Paul. Yeah, nice to meet you. Thanks for the
Indeed.
opportunity to have a chat today.
Indeed. So I suppose for yourselves, I know you guys have been around time. What would you have found has changed most about working in a print company in recent years, Andy? In the last few years, has anything massive changed?
Yeah, I came from a pretty traditional print background. So I started in printing when I was about 12, working for my uncle's screen printing business. And that's obviously a very analog process. The only automation was using the light box to expose the film to the
Wow.
screen. But that was a good grounding in establishing a good work ethic. He worked me pretty hard when I was younger, but I always thought the money was quite good, so it was worth it. Um, that that sort of inspired me to go off to college to do an HND in printing. And then I ended up falling into sales through account management, and I worked in B1 sheet fed sales, so very traditional, getting in the car 35,000 miles a year, going to see customers, organizing proofs, taking the proofs in, that kind of thing. And then I was lucky enough to move to a really big print management business, and that sort of opened my eyes up to the potential of selling more stuff, being more solutions led. It was a marketing activation business, so basically we looked after customers' marketing spend. And then after a few years, I got an opportunity to go and work at Tradeprint, and I felt like I had an imposter syndrome when I went there, because it's a technology business with print manufacturing. So it depends who you ask. You ask me, we're a print manufacturing business. You ask 20% of the workforce that are software developers, and they'll tell you that we're a technology business. And I think we blend the best of both worlds. The thing that I don't think that much has changed within Tradeprint, even though we've had huge investment, we've been going through a big growth spurt. Tradeprint was already a bit ahead of the curve in terms of using and leveraging technology to optimize workflows and all that. We call it ganging, where you consolidate lots of jobs onto a sheet, and that helps us reduce waste. We do about between 1,000 and 1,300 jobs a day, so we're highly automated. So that was the culture shock for me, was going there and expecting to be able to bring a brochure order in, and it might be, it might have a bespoke cover with full blocking and embossing on it.
Yeah.
And everyone looking blankly at me because it's not a commoditized item. But that was like 8.5, 9 years ago. And over the time, we've broadened the product that we sell. We've established expertise in different sectors. So originally we were known for flat flyers, leaflets, business cards, posters, square and rectangle things, and we've established ourselves as a major book and magazine printer. We do everything from case binding to saddle stitching and perfect binding now in-house, but we've also extended our range into large format. We acquired a business a few years ago out of liquidation, and they've become a really great growth opportunity for us. I hate to mention the word COVID.
No, listen.
Yeah, but during COVID, we realised we should have been offering more large format, because it would have spread the risk. Small format really suffered in COVID and lockdown. So the opportunity came up. We'd already invested a little bit into large format, but this was a great opportunity to scale quickly. And then we doubled our footprint. We hired all the guys. We moved the kit into our site in Dundee. Alongside that, we've invested in high-speed digital inkjet kit, which has been pretty revolutionary. So very technology-led. We've got this fantastic Heidelberg LED UV press, which is really efficient and really, belts through the sheets. And then the other crazy thing is we've got capacity for about 8,000 11-ounce Cambridge mugs. So we do dye sublimation now in Dundee, and we we supply a lot of customers with personalised mugs. Then uh, about 80% of our stuff is done in Dundee, and the rest of it's done either through third-party fulfillers that we built relationships with, or two-party fulfillers or second-party fulfillers, which are our sister companies like Vistaprint and in Venlo and Pixar Printing in Italy. So it's allowed us to broaden our catalogue. One of the biggest growth opportunities, we're investing quite a lot in onboarding new products, is in the PPAG area, so promotional goods and merchandise and clothing. So yeah, when I joined, we were flirting with pull-up banners, but doing square and rectangles, and then booklets became a thing. We broadened that into perfect bound booklets. So yeah, I've seen a lot of changes in a short period of time.
And it does seem short, Anthony. That seems like a very aggressive growth. And what you've described there, are we talking in the last 10 years? That
Well,
jump of
yeah, I'll have been with Tradeprint for 9 years in March. So
wow.
that's
I
it.
mean, so
That's
that's
about 8.5 years. Yeah.
I guess each year then there's new products coming on, new services being built, new machines. Like so, it's pretty serious
Yeah. Well,
growth pushing.
we've aggressively onboarded more and more products. So almost every week, every couple of weeks, we'll be launching something new, whether that's an extension to an existing product because demand's high, or it might be because we've seen an opportunity or a niche and we think we should give that a go. There's a big long tail in exhibition stands and pop-ups and packaging. We do quite a bit of packaging and labels on a roll and stickers on a sheet. And that's a blend of either in-house in Dundee or we use our sister companies for some of those products too. So it's quite, it certainly doesn't stand still. It's a very fast moving
And
environment.
how do the relationship of sort of marketing or finding clients? So, like, if you're bringing on small products like sticker sheets or promotional mugs, do you have a huge marketing department? Like, is it very online selling or?
Well, that's a really good question. Actually, we don't have a massive marketing department, but we're set up to optimize sales through our e-commerce store through the website. That last 18 months ago or so, we invested in HubSpot, which is a CRM system. I sort of had this vision. I mean, it was great because we had Samantha join us as head of marketing. She'd worked with HubSpot before. I'd dabbled with HubSpot for sales, but we looked at what we needed, and we realised that if we moved away from Zendesk and introduced HubSpot Service Desk, we could use HubSpot sales and a HubSpot marketing, and then we'd end up with a 360-degree view of the customer, and we get a more granular understanding of their behaviour, and that would help us with our marketing automations. But we've built a really good, solid incentive scheme for our trade customers, so they benefit from specific discounts across different product categories, and they earn credit. The more they spend, the more they earn, and they can redeem those
Okay.
credits the following month. And that helps the reseller because the reseller is still a very, very big core part of our business. And they've been under a lot of pressure because of what's been going on in the world. And, it's a tough environment to be in for them.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. And yeah, marketing's focused very much on that e-commerce channel, but we're also set up with I've got a great sales team and a wonderful customer success team. The sales team split into two, a retention team and a new business team. And we've just recently launched Tradeprint Plus, which is the soft launch. We used to have like a little business unit within the sales team that specialised in outwork and supporting customers with weird and wonderful requests, 100% outwork jobs that don't really touch our floor. So I've got a really good guy heading that up, Russ Jackman, and he's got some great specialisms, and he's a wonderful project manager.
And so we're kind of circling it at the moment, Andy, but like, how would you guys find new clients today? Would you know, is it the sales team's job to get out there and just find them, or how do you?
Yeah, well, traditionally we have referrals, obviously, but more often than not, people register on the website. So we have a lot of inbound people who have searched for us in Google and they've found us, or now they're searching for us in ChatGPT and finding us. And we do outreach through our new business team. So we go and identify prospects and do I'm an old-fashioned sales guy, so we do that old-fashioned prospecting, which can still be very effective. I'm pretty prolific at networking. I'll go to the opening of an envelope. I like to meet people, and normally when I go out, we get opportunities. There's often a Tradeprint customer in the room at most of the networking events I go to with the business, but there's often opportunities to talk to people about how our business model works and whether there's value in that for them, for us to deliver that.
And forgive me, Anthony, I mean, you are a trade printer, yes? So people can't come to you directly. Your job, your model is to bring on more resellers. Is
Our
that
model
correct?
is to bring on more resellers, but we don't have any barriers to stop people placing an order. So
Okay.
the difference is we support the print reseller by providing a better price point, maybe faster turnarounds, and
Okay.
that differentiates the trade from the rest of those customers, and that's how we try and service the trade and grow the trade.
Okay. Okay. So production challenges. I mean, a lot of products, orders that are big and small. What kind of production challenges does a company like yours face? I mean, if you're coming up to Christmas now and it's really busy,
Yeah,
is
well,
it more?
we're in peak now, and that means we're putting the courier network under pressure. So
Yeah.
that's probably one of the biggest challenges at this time of year, especially with Black Friday around the corner. It means that the courier network's a bit stretched. So those are often the big pinch points. A company our size, it's not easy to, if you have a machine breakdown, it's not easy to sort that out. You end up with a backlog and you have to work harder to try and get ahead again. But we're lucky because we leverage our technology. So with our supplier network, if we have an issue, we can reroute work to a fulfiller to help us out temporarily. The last thing we want to do is adjust the turnaround times on the website, but we can do that if we need to do that, lengthen the lead time. There's nothing worse than a customer placing an order expecting it on the 7th and we don't deliver it. We've worked exceptionally hard over the last 12 months to improve a number of things, but we started measuring on time to customer as a key metric of customer satisfaction. It used to be on time to dispatch. Now it's on time to
Yeah.
customer. And that's a
Okay.
much more relevant metric. And that was brought about because we went 24/7. And if we miss the shipping cut off on a Friday night, that means we've failed the on time dispatch. But there's a collection on a Sunday which still gets delivered on the Monday. So actually, the on time to customer metric is a more accurate one because of the way we're working. And we're trying to align our service level agreements and our KPIs with our customers, so that they understand that actually it might have missed the cut off, but it still got delivered on time because of that extra opportunity to have the collection on Sunday.
And how, I mean, your courier system, I mean, obviously that's out of your hands, no? I mean, do you guys use DHL or do you just have a.
No, we use a blend of couriers, and we've had some. Everybody has challenges with certain couriers, and
Yeah.
we've switched volume because of those problems. I'd rather not name and shame. We use a different carrier for our large format. We use a bit of Royal Mail for some of the smaller items, and then we use two of the major couriers for everything else.
Yeah. Wow. And so what's making it harder to protect that profit? Is there anything in terms of what pressures are you finding? Is it power, electricity, staffing? Is
Well,
there any major issues?
the electricity infrastructure in Scotland and where we are is a bit of a challenge. We've got some new investments and new machinery coming in the new year, and we haven't got enough power to drive all of the kit at the same time.
Wow.
So we're having to invest in things like electricity substations and upgrade the local infrastructure to allow us more power. But one of my other jobs is sustainability lead.
Yes.
The irony is I'm desperate for the company to grow, and I want to grow as quickly as possible. I want to sell as much as I can,
Mhm.
But we need to do that in a measured, sustainable way, and we have to be respectful about what we're doing to the environment. And I'm
Yeah.
really passionate about that. And I think we've made some great steps at Tradeprint to mitigate our carbon footprint. But things like we've got like a laser focus on waste. 99.46% of waste is diverted from landfill. That sounds great, but that I could be accused of greenwash with a statement like that, because a lot of that can be burned for energy, and that's not a particularly great thing to do. So we are trying to design in sustainability to certain products, and we're on an exciting transition away from PVC. We identified that as a big problematic plastic, so we're looking for PVC free alternatives, and that can be actual PVC free material, and that like a polyester based fabric, which is stronger, lighter than traditional PVC. And we're also looking at more fiberboard, made from trees, from paper and pulp, and that's quite an exciting roadmap and project to be involved in.
Do you find a lot of clients? I mean, as a trade print, like, is sustainability coming through in terms of that's what people are looking for? Is the customer looking for that now at this stage?
Yeah, I think certainly more and more. It's not, it doesn't happen every day, and I tend to get immersed in sustainability, so I need to often just stop myself and check, is that the right thing for the business, or am I just thinking about sustainability? And but more and more customers are asking more and more difficult questions, and we love that because we're really well produced. I'm really proud of the new environmental pages we've written, crafted. The most transparent pages I've seen from any print business. You're talking openly about our carbon footprint and what we're doing to mitigate that. Talking about our sustainable forestry approach, EFC and FSC. And when you're an industrial printer or science with a 14,000 ton carbon footprint, it is a challenge, because you need to do something pretty radical to decarbonize. And we're getting some great support from Simpress, from the group, about how to try and help us on that net zero journey. So we've got a net zero target for 2030. I think it's 52% or something by 2030, and then net zero by 2040.
Yeah.
And they're helping with incentives around carbon guardrails to help us make those right decisions if there's a good carbon saving.
Amazing, amazing. And how would you see, I mean, obviously the big question, AI, I mean, in terms of tech, and we don't have to jump to AI, but tech in general, as you mentioned, people would argue in-house that it could be a technology company or a print company. So tech in all facets, has that been coming in? Have you seen any major changes in the last year or two? And what do you see for the future?
Yeah, there's, I think, again, I'd be fearful about going somewhere other than Tradeprint, personally on my career journey, because I think we're really well invested in technology, that, we're right at the bleeding edge of some technology around AI. But not only that, we're part of Simpress, and we've got all this massive development resource. They've built a platform called MCP, which is a mass customization platform. And we use that to transact intercompany. We use that to transact with fulfillment across the network. And that's really releasing some amazing value, so we can do intercompany trading a lot more efficiently. And that system, that platform, was pretty visionary 10 years ago, and it's really delivering some great stuff these days and bringing lots of shareholder value to the group, but lots of efficiencies to us. We've got great support from the Simpress central teams, like the sustainability team, but also the Sim Commerce team. And there's been some amazing things over the years. You could go. We get snippets of information about the customer when the record spins up, and it tells you, it gives you the last 5 orders. It explains if there's been a challenge or a concern raised against one of those orders. So the agents, I look after the customer success team. Well, not directly, I have to say that, because Nicola's the customer services manager, customer success manager. They get, they've got all of the information that they need to service the customer in one place. When that came in, that was like black magic. that was like amazing.
Yeah.
You know who's ringing, for one thing. Without recognizing the phone number, it's coming through a VoIP system, so a voice over internet. I can't remember what VoIP is now. Voice, it's now, yeah, whatever. So that comes in, displays a little panel of information about the turnover and the job numbers, and that's really good. And then
That is pretty cutting edge. I mean, there's not a lot of
and
companies with that.
that's been there like 6 or 7 years.
Wow.
So
Wow.
that's a long time ago. And then we made the move away from Zendesk to the HubSpot, and then AI exploded. And obviously, initially, we all used it for content and help us write emails, and then we started using it a little bit more shrewdly. We're in a discovery phase in many areas of the business, like in sales, particularly. And I'm just fresh back from the HubSpot Grow conference, which was down in London on Tuesday, and they're spinning up loads of different types of agent that can help with different journeys, different initiatives. But I guess my favorite one is HubSpot Breeze Virtual Agent, and we had Bella the bot, which was our chat bot before. And now Bella is bolted onto a virtual chat agent. And when we started on the 7th of April, Bella was deflecting about 19% of our inbound chats. You had live chat on the website. And over time,
When you say deflecting, sorry, and when you say deflecting, like
answering the query from the customer in full to the satisfaction of the customer.
All right. So she'd get 19% correct.
Well, 19%.
Or she'd get to the end.
Or it might be more of a complicated question, at which point it goes to an agent. And now, I've not looked today actually, but our deflection rate is now around about 70%. So that means and what that helped us do was improve our content, improve our knowledge base, our blog articles, so that and the content on the website's all been upgraded to help us deliver better value information through the chat function. We've not even got job data in yet. So when the job data comes in, which is imminent, and we've tested it and it looks like it's going to work really well, because the biggest question everybody asks is, where's my job, or what stage is my job at? And once you paste the job number in, that'll give you the exact point at which the job is in production flow, and that'll help. We're not using this as a headcount reduction tool, and this is how it's been pitched to many businesses out there. I'm aware of it. In fact, I've taken suppliers to task about telling me that I can use it for headcount reduction. Well, it's not. It's to help us scale, but it's also the best use of AI from our experience so far is that you sit AI alongside a human, and 1 and 1 makes 3. It's brilliant for that, and it's already freeing some of the customer success agents up so they can contribute to new customer onboarding, for instance.
Yeah,
They've got
exactly.
they've got more time to have a proper relationship with a customer, and time is something that nobody has enough of these days. So I'm quite excited about using AI to do stuff like that.
But that one example, though, I mean, that is incredibly powerful, and you've actually encapsulated. I've been saying that to a lot of my clients, and they sort of get it on paper, but they can't grasp when you say knowledge base, in the sense that, like, the website doesn't really matter, Paul. I mean, if we've got some blogs as well. Why would anyone care about the blogs? The website, I mean, it doesn't matter because we're out there selling. And that's that relationship of the bot or the AI sitting on top of a knowledge base that even your own sales agents or marketing can use. So if your website, blogs, and knowledge base, even internal, is up to date, every word has been crafted carefully, every image and case study as well. But sure, now when you set an AI on top of it, as you said, we're up to 70%. And to add in, obviously, the example to you where's my job? Such a simple question, but of course the complexity of answering that.
Yeah.
But I mean, that is amazing. Like, what previous jobs did I have? What do you do? Where's my job? And you've got an AI sitting on top of a system that has to be run. But that information, that speed at giving information, I mean, the power of it is very powerful.
And we heard Charlene, the boss, say this the other day. I can't remember who she was talking to. I heard it was like a Simpress question and answers session, and it still resonates with us. Where people buy from people, and I recognise that AI isn't everybody's cup of tea, and they don't always want to be chatting to a chatbot or an AI agent. And it's amazing how many less people are saying AI is not good. I don't want to talk to the chatbot. I want to talk to a real person. And the interactions you see, because you see every conversation and you can monitor those and you can learn from those experiences. There's a sentiment, like a feeling that the AI senses if somebody's upset with them, and it'll deflect straight to an agent. There's things
Oh,
that you
wow.
don't want AI talking to the customer about. Can I have a credit note for 50 quid? You don't want the AI to hallucinate and say, absolutely, I'll send you some cash now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So we were selective about that, and we had support from the group and support from some great customer success leaders within Simpress who helped us craft the brief to start a real good implementation. I've told this story a couple of times, but my favorite two AI things were in the early days. This guy was dissatisfied with his feedback from the AI agent. And he said, look, it's clear that AI isn't going to take over the world with the quality of this answer. And the AI went back and said, I'm sorry, Tony, that's not our intention at all. I just really want to help improve your customer experience with Tradeprint. Let me transfer you to an operator. And you just think, wow, that's crazy. The other one was, do you ship to Portugal? And we don't ship to Portugal, but it answered in Portuguese. So,
Wow.
but we thought that was funny. Obviously, it's not the right outcome, but we just thought we were amused by that. Seen the word Portuguese and decided to answer in Portuguese.
Yeah. And listen, it's a silly example, but I mean, I Googled 2 hours ago, is Ireland playing in the World Cup this Sunday? Because it popped into my head to ChatGPT. No, Republic of Ireland is not playing this Sunday there. And I was like, oh, when's the next game? Sunday, the 16th. And I couldn't, it's not like it's a machine. I don't know why I'm bothering, but I was like, so they are playing this Sunday. And it was like, yes, the Republic of Ireland is playing this Sunday. So it still can get a little confused for whatever reason, even though it's incredibly, it's ChatGPT. And sometimes when it makes a mistake, you always think, I don't know how that happened.
Well, I was chatting to our software. He's actually just been promoted to digital transformation director, and he runs the e-commerce channel. I was chatting to ChatGPT. I was trying the voice thing last night, and I'm a Geordie, and I didn't expect it transcribed what I asked it into Welsh. And I was like, do I sound Welsh? Like maybe I sounded Welsh. And it was giving me the responses in the full Welsh language. So I just don't know why that was doing it. So
There you go.
there's interesting things. We learned a lot very quickly when we deployed it, and we were hesitant on occasion because you'd end up in like a death loop of bad answers. But it was all about having that decision tree at the front, which is what Bella is. And then she takes you into, she knows that means the agent's got a head start because it knows roughly what you're after. And
Exactly.
then that's improved the quality of the conversation.
Fantastic. And that is the perfect setup. I mean, there should be a human. I am seeing, I'm sure we've all experienced, you are actually chatting to a chatbot, but there is no, like, can I speak to a human? And it's like, they've now hidden their customer support completely. And
Yeah.
you're trying to figure it out on the bot and you're like, this is very frustrating. But, you can sense that sometimes. Fantastic. Well, sure. Listen, last question. So, I mean, what does success look like for Tradeprint over the next year or two? Which is, what are you aiming for?
Well, I think, it would be really twee to just say sustainable growth. I'm excited about our sustainable reputation and developing more of those products that are more sustainable. And I'm looking forward to more customers recognizing that and coming to us for that kind of work. We've got some exciting growth targets. We're almost at 200 people now. So we're a big employer in Dundee. Well, I love the city, and I love the ethic that the workforce has got. Everybody works hard. We play hard, and we have a good laugh as well. So just more success for Tradeprint and the broader team. It's really, I love being there, and I'm very grateful that I've got the opportunity to be a leader in in that unique leadership team that we've got up there.
Fantastic. Well, Anthony, that was amazing. And it was good to chat to you.
Yeah, really nice to
And
meet you, Paul.